Good morning, students. Today we are going to study a lesson from Geography. North America, land of prairies. Now, let us have a small introduction about North America. In the year 1501, an Italian navigator by name Amerigo Vespucci sailed towards North America. Who sailed towards North America? Amerigo Vespucci. And he discovered this continent. That is America. His name is Amerigo Vespucci. What was his name? Amerigo Vespucci. This continent was named after him as Amerigo. So, this continent was named after him as Amerigo. And later on, it was called as America. And when we talk about this continent, majority of the people who live here are Europeans. And these people, they made use of the gold which was available in Mexico. They made use of Mexico's gold. And French people, they made profitable business in Canada. And they carried on fur trade. What was their trade? Fur. That was their business. And the British exploited the fisheries related to fishing work and forest of Atlantic provinces of Canada and of New England of USA. Let us learn how great is North America. With the relation to science and technology, it has got large domestic market as well as international trade relationship. So domestic market means within the country, domestic market is improving. International trade relationship was very good, and they have got a very good development means of transportation. So all these have made North America as one of the developed regions of the world. Comparatively, North America is a developed region. So we can say that North America is quite rich, and it is called so because of which economically prosperous. Therefore, this continent, North America, stand as a model for other continent also. Now we shall learn about the location, physical setting and extent of North America. First, let us learn about the location. North America is entirely located in the northern hemisphere. When the equator passes through the middle of the globe and it divides into two equal halves. North America entirely located in the northern hemisphere. It lies within 19 degree north to the 71 degree north latitudes and 50 degree west to 150 degree west longitudes. The Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degree north, passes through the continent in the south and the Arctic Circle, that is 66.5 degree in the north. Now let us learn about the physical setting. North America is surrounded by three oceans, that is Atlantic Ocean in the east, Pacific Ocean in the west and Arctic Ocean in the north. So it is surrounded by east, west and north. So Atlantic, Pacific and Arctic. It is separated from the continent of Asia by Bering Strait. So what is the meaning of the term strait? It is a narrow passage of water which connects the two large bodies of water. Is called as strait. It has a land link with South America by the Isthmus of Panama. So you have heard about Panama Canal. Then what is isthmus? A narrow strip of land with sea on either side forming the link between two larger areas of land is called as isthmus. A number of smaller water bodies are found here. Example, Gulf of Mexico, the Hudson Bay, the Gulf of Alaska, Gulf of California, etc. So, what do you mean by Gulf? A deep inlet of sea almost surrounded by land with the narrow mouth. This is called as Gulf. And you have heard about Hudson Bay. Then what is this bay? A large water body connected to a ocean or sea formed by in an inlet of land is called as bay. The West Indies and the Cuba Islands are found in the Caribbean Sea. So here you can find two islands which are found in the Caribbean Sea. So island means an area surrounded or covered by all sides of water. Newfoundland is found to the east of Canada. A number of islands lie in the Arctic Ocean, of which Greenland is the largest. So the largest island is the Greenland. Which is the largest island, children? It is Greenland. The strip of land that lies to the south of North America is called as Central America. So this is all about the physical setting. Now let us know about the extent of North America. North America is the third largest continent in the area, that is 16.4% in the world after Asia and Africa. So continent wise, by seeing the size, first largest continent is Asia, second largest continent is Africa, and third largest continent is America. It is almost 7 times bigger than India. So when it is compared to India, it is how many times bigger or more? 7 times. There are 24 countries in North America. How many countries? 24 countries. It is Canada, United States of America and Mexico are the 3 large countries by their size. The Caribbean islands are also area included in the physical area of North America. So this is about the location, physical setting and extent of North America. Now let us study the physical divisions of North America. The continent of North America is divided into 4 major physical divisions. They are the Western Cordilleras or the Rocky Mountains. Second one, the Great Central Plains. Third one, the Appalachian Highlands. Fourth one, the Coastal Plains. Now let us study one by one. The Western Cordilleras. These are young fold mountain ranges. So the Western Cordilleras are called as young fold mountain ranges like the Himalayas of India. So how we have Himalayan mountains in India, in North America the most important physical division is the Western Cordilleras and the mountains like that of Himalayas. The Western Cordilleras run from Alaska in the north to Panama in the south. So from north to south, this parallel range of mountains runs. They consist of a series of plateaus. Example, Colorado, Mexican Yucatan Plateau, and form a series of parallel fold mountains. The Rockies are most important ranges in the Western Cordilleras. The height of the range is low towards Alaska and it increases enormously towards the Mexico. Here the range of mountain is high towards Mexico. Mount McKinley is the highest peak and the Death Valley is the lowest part in this region. So here the range of mountain is low. The Cascade and Sierra Nevada and are other ranges. The Whitney Mountain and White Mountain in California are well known for their rugged slopes and scenic beauty. There are some inter-mountain plateaus found between these ranges. So what do you mean by rugged slopes? That is, rugged means uneven or rough slopes. Plateaus of Colombia, Colorado and Mexican Plateau are the important among them. So among the plateaus of Colombia, Colorado and Mexican Plateau are important. River Colorado cuts the Colorado Plateau and has given rise to Grand Canyon. So that is known as Grand Canyon means it is a mountain. This is about the Western Cordilleras. Second one, the Great Central Plains. So what do you mean by plains? A flat landmass is called as plains and it is very fertile for agriculture. The Central Plains are also referred as to the Great Plains of Prairies because they lie between the Appalachians in the east and the Cordilleras in the west. The plains consist of vast expanse of flat to gentle rolling land. These plains are formed by the two important rivers of North America, that is Mississippi and Missouri and their tributaries. So these are the famous rivers in America, North America. And what do you mean by tributaries? Tributary means a river or a stream which flows into a large river or a lake. This is one of the most fertile plains of the world and is a good farming region. The denudation. Denudation means it is a topmost layer. That means soil erosion. Just like moving water, wind, etc. of the area by ice sheets has resulted in the formation of a large number of basins. Basins means it is a dip or a big hole in the earth's surface, and these basins are covered by lakes. Third one, the Eastern Highlands, which is also known as Appalachians. The Eastern Highlands are also known as Appalachians. These extend from Newfoundland to Alabama along the eastern margin of the continent. The Appalachians, that is the old folded mountains, but have been denuded to their present height. East of Appalachian ranges lie in the Piedmont Plateau and the Atlantic coastal plain. The St. Lawrence Valley separates the Labrador Plateau from the Appalachian ranges. They are rich in coal, lead, zinc, iron ore, copper, water power and wood. So these are all minerals available over there. This region has surprisingly large population and its importance in the North America economically significant. Because of what? Because of the availability of all these minerals. The economy of North America is growing significantly. The last physical division is the coastal plain. North America having quite a long and indented. Indented means divided edge with zigzag lines. It has coastal line except in the south where the Isthmus of Panama is the coastal plain which is narrow in the northeast and widens towards the southwest. The average height of this is 150 meter above the sea level. This is a low and relatively plain area with a sandy soil which is infertile. Though the land is plain and filled with what soil? Sandy soil, and it is very infertile. Swamps and marshes are abundant, are more here. So swamps means it is an area of lowline where uncultivated grounds are more and water get collected. This is called as swamps. And marshes means it is an area of lowline flooded during rainy season called as marshes. The coast is indented by river mouths and bays on which many seaports are located. So we can say that this coastal plain is not good for agriculture. Children, I hope you all can follow the explanation given in this video, and we shall proceed the next part of the lesson in our second video. Thank you. Have a great day.